What's up guys, Josiah LaRue here. So if you didn't know, yesterday was Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference and they announced a lot of really cool stuff. So today we're going to be talking about that. So let's go. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about some new stuff that Apple released or is going to be releasing in the near future. There was so much new information talked about in the keynote speech yesterday that I'm actually going to be creating two videos on it. The first part, the one we're going to be talking about today, is iOS 8, the newest upcoming mobile operating system from Apple. And then on the next video, coming soon, we're going to be talking about OS X Yosemite, which is their new version of their operating system. So yesterday Apple presented the information for their new operating system, iOS 8. Now this is a big step forward for them, but not so much in groundbreaking new features, but just little refinements that make the operating system an overall better one to use on your mobile devices. And a lot of things that the community in what Android had already been using for a while are now becoming standard things in iOS, which I am really appreciative of. So let's start out. First off, we have messages. Now, messages has been streamlined. It interacts with the messages on your desktop or laptop, whatever running OS X Yosemite, but more on that later. So the integration is really good, but it also has a new feature which is somewhat similar to an app you guys have probably used before, and the ability to send voice messages or video and voice messages inside your text messaging or messaging app. Snapchat, anyone? Yep, pretty much. It's Snapchat built into your messages. So you can just hold down the record button, it records a 5 to 10 second clip. As soon as you let off, it automatically sends. And there you go, there you got your clip sent. And an interesting feature, in order to save space on both person's devices, those files are deleted shortly thereafter being watched. Great job, Apple. A second big update is for notifications. Now, normally when the notification would come in order to deal with it, you'd have to tap on it and it would get you out of the app that you're currently using. Or maybe if you're just at the home screen, then you weren't actually in something. But normally you're in an app, such as Facebook, you're reading along, and bing, text message comes in. Well, now with iOS 8, you could just push and swipe down on the notification, and it'll bring up a little text area where you can type in your response to the text message, push send, and bing, it'll disappear, your text message will be sent, and you'll never actually have to go into your Messages app, and you can keep using Facebook just the way you were doing it, or any other app. Great job, Apple. Again, something that should have been implemented before, but at least now it's here. It's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. Another interesting feature, I'm not sure how much I'd use it, but it's kind of cool. When you double click the home button and you bring up all your multitasking cards or all the programs that are running, along the top is going to be some of your favorite people that you contact all the time. So if you're constantly calling your boss or your mom or your dad or whatever, those people are going to show up across the top, so you can tap on them, and then that'll bring up the ability to call them or text them or do whatever in relation to that contact. So that's kind of cool, but just a way to bring people that you interact with on a daily basis right to the front. Good job. Mail has been upgraded and has become more intelligent in that it scans your messages more aggressively. Now, this isn't selling the data or doing anything. It just looks at the content and sees how it can integrate other apps into it. If it sees something, for example, like a flight number, then in the context menu, when you click the details button, a new little button in the upper right-hand corner, it'll bring up things like any flight-related apps that you might have or travel apps, as well as the ability to add it to your calendar or set an alarm or a whole bunch of other things. So it just becomes more dynamic in the way that it looks for things, or a date or a picture. It just becomes more dynamic. So great job in improving Mail. It was already really good in 7, but again, it's getting better in 8. A really big one that they talked about was the keyboard. Now, Apple's keyboard's already been really good. They were the first ones to introduce the touch keyboard, and since then they've kind of evolved it, but it's kind of fallen behind Android, and especially with the third-party keyboards you can get on Android, such as Swipe. Well, Apple Apple is coming out with their new version of the intelligent predictive keyboard, and that it learns how you type, not only in the way you type, but also the way you talk to people. So say you're talking to your buddy, you might talk in more of slang or lingo like BRB or whatever. Versus if you're talking to your boss, you probably talk more formal. Well, it learns how you talk specifically to that person. So when you're talking to your boss, it suggests formal words, this stuff you're going to be typing next, versus as if you're talking to your friend, it'll suggest more informal or just words that would fit your normal vocabulary when talking to you. That is really impressive. And another interesting thing is, for security purposes, none of that data is transported outside the phone, and it is all saved in local storage. So good job, Apple, in not letting our predictive text be exported and sold to the world. But that's not all. Apple won up the ante and really, I think, eliminated the major reason for jailbreaking in one fell swoop: third-party keyboards. That's right. You can install Swipe or any of the other third-party keyboards that allow you to do interesting things in selecting words, just like Android. So any of the Android third-party keyboards are willing to port to iOS, which I know they will because of the huge demographic over here. Now you're going to have third-party support, so why would you need to jailbreak anymore? There's one thing that I really felt that Apple pushed in iOS 8 was to learn from what the jailbreak community was really wanting, or reasons why they were jailbreaking, to get these extra tweaks, and then building them straight into the operating system so that you don't have to jailbreak in order to get that functionality. It just built right in. So good job, Apple, in listening to the community and seeing what they want. So great job. Next up is family sharing. Now, a lot of families have multiple iOS devices. The parents have an iPhone, the kids have an iPod or iPhone, or maybe even an iPad or whatever. So there's multiple iOS devices in the house and on the cellular plan. So what Family Accounts does is it allows you to all connect your devices together and then share music or any other content that is bought through the joint account. And then say little Timmy wants to buy 100 gems for Clash of Clans on his mother's credit card. Well, it automatically pops up on mommy and daddy's cell phone saying, hey, little Timmy wants to buy stuff, yay or nay on the approval. That's awesome. That is something that Apple has had to deal with in the past, of having to go back and refund people for all the money that their kids spent when they weren't supposed to. So now, forced parental approval, besides just the normal password lock that they had thrown on there earlier. So great job, Apple, in making it more streamlined and easy for parents to see what their kids are buying, as well as an extra step of security to prevent the kids from buying things that they're not supposed to be. Next one is HealthKit. Now, this had been kind of rumored before, and that Apple was going to be getting into the health market. Some people thought this would be accompanied by some sort of like iWatch or whatever. It was not talked about WWDC. That's not necessarily mean that it's not going to be coming in the near future. I do think that with the wearables increasing, and particularly with this new HealthKit that's coming out, that Apple is going to have to get into the wearable market. So what HealthKit does is it takes in all the information about you, your life, and your health, and it combines them together in one app. So it right now takes in the bio data from third-party peripherals like Fitbit or Nike Fuel Band or other fitness bands, etc., and combines them all together so you can track your body mass, your weight, your sleep, your calorie burn, etc., to just be a better, healthier you. Now, looking at the app and stuff, I think that Apple kind of has a ways to go in perfecting this, but it's a good start into the health market, which seems to be the way that the industry is going right now. Another interesting thing is Siri update. Now, Siri got an update in a couple of ways. First off, it became a little bit more responsive, and they just did overall general tweaks. The second is Shazam support. You can hold down the home button, activate Siri, just let it listen to audio going on around it, and it'll automatically pick it up, find it, and show you information about it, and then you can go buy it on the iTunes store. So yeah, that kind of removes the even need to have the Shazam app downloaded. It just is built into Siri and right into the OS, so that's awesome. And the third and final part of the Siri update is OK Siri. Sound a little familiar? Yep, they're copying Google again with the OK Google. If you have your iDevice plugged in to power, it'll quietly be listening in the background. And as soon as you say OK Siri, ding ding, it'll pop up and be ready to go for you to do whatever you want to do with Siri. So that's kind of cool. I haven't tested it out yet, but so that's kind of cool. I don't know if it's going to be gimmicky or not, or how well it's actually going to work. I guess we'll see in the future, but that sounds pretty interesting. So yeah, overall the iOS 8 is just a good, solid update to iOS 7. Not really anything groundbreaking other than the keyboard, but just solid updates and tweaks to the OS that made it a more solid operating system to work with. So I'm looking forward to using it. I will be downloading the beta soon, and then I'll be getting more videos out to you guys as my first impressions and as I use it and use the new features. So yeah, be looking forward to those. So yeah guys, those are some of the major features of iOS and some of the really cool things that Apple talked about yesterday at WWDC 14. I'm actually going to be downloading the iOS 8 beta to my iPhone, and so I'll be using it and giving you guys some notes from my experience. I'm probably doing some videos demoing the different features of it. So yeah, look forward to that in upcoming videos, and that should be pretty cool. Also stay tuned for my next video where we'll be talking about the new exciting announcements for OS X Yosemite. So yeah guys, that's all for now. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. So what do you think of the new features of iOS? Are they really cool or kind of meh, or just things that Apple should have done a long time ago? Let me know in the comment box down below. So yeah guys, thanks for watching. Remember to hit that like button down below, comment for all my new videos from iOS 8 and everything else, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!